Let's discuss this further with Eric Mandel. He's the director of the Middle East Political Information Network. Eric, nice to have you back on the show with us. Firstly, let's focus on this latest comment from Congresswoman Tlaib. To be clear, she was not allowed into the country initially because she sought to do the country harm with the boycott, divestment and sanctions agenda. And according to Israeli law, the country is indeed entitled to prevent anyone that seeks to do it harm from entering the country. So where is the racist agenda coming from, do you think?
Well, first of all, if it was only that Israel had initially just said, you can't come, it would have been a political fallout. But the fact that Ron Dermer said, they can come because we respect the office of them being congresswomen. Not we don't agree with their policies or their rhetoric or their anti-Semitism. And then backtracking after a presidential tweet, our president saying that's what gave it so much flavor, and the media went crazy with this and sort of made a divide between Democrats and Republicans. But what we should focus on is, one thing is that her rejection about being allowed to come in for humanitarian after she asked for it and then turning it away was a manipulative ploy. It really exposed her to what she really wanted to do was delegitimization. But when we look at what her words were, she said that Israel is a racist country. But when you look at Palestine, the country she wants to create, that's the ultimate racist country because no Jews can live there. She talked about Israeli oppression, but she didn't talk about Palestinian intolerance on gays. When she talked about injustice, she didn't talk about the children that the Palestinians put in harm's way as suicide bombers and now as human shields.
Well, there's always been neglect of looking at any of the wrongdoing on the Palestinian side, particularly from these two congresswomen. But as we said, this was a lose-lose situation for Israel. Was it the reversal ultimately that you think did the most damage? Had the decision initially been made to not let them in, would it have been as problematic, or was it because there was a green light and then a turnaround?
So I have to quote my own words. I think they could legally have been kept out, but I think it was a mistake. I think they should have been let in. I think Israel could have focused a spotlight on who and what they are and their anti-Semitism, and it would have been the lesser of the evils. I think what went on really turned out to be a black eye for Israel politically. And Israel has to think about these situations to manage them better. I don't think this was managed in the best way from Israeli perspective.
Right. Eric, thanks so much. Eric Mandel.